So we'll continue. Yes. So next hormone what we are going to see is endocrine pancreas. So what is the exocrine function of pancreas? What is the exocrine function of pancreas? What are the exocrine functions? In digestion, it is secreting pancreatic juice rich in bicarbonate, preventing the acid kind reaching the duodenum in the neutralization process. And it is also rich with digestive enzymes. And now talking about the endocrine function of the pancreas. This endocrine gland of the pancreas has three different types of cells called as alpha cells, beta cells and delta cells. Alpha cells produces a hormone called as glucagon, beta cells produces insulin and delta cells produces somatostatin. As the name statin, what does it mean? It stops. What it is stopping? Somatotrophs. What is somatotrophic? So what it is going to stop? Growth hormone. Okay. So this delta cells is producing the hormone called as somatostatin, which also acts as a growth or hormone inhibiting hormone. Okay. And the alpha cells produces the hormone which is called as glucagon. What is the role of glucagon? What is the role of insulin produced by the beta cells? Insulin is a blood glucose decreasing hormone, whereas glucagon increases the blood glucose level. Okay, so that is the three different types of cells which is present in the pancreas and its major role. Now talking about the glucagon. How this glucagon is going to involve in the increasing of blood glucose, glucagon. So its main role is to increase the blood glucose level by inducing glycogenolysis. It means breakdown of glycogen and then it is releasing the glucose from the liver. And it also results in glycogenesis, production of glucose from the glycogen metabolism from the liver. And the other hand, it increases the secretion of growth hormone. Okay, so this is how the glucagon is having its role in the increase of blood glucose level. And now talking about the insulin. In short, the overall function of insulin is to decreases the blood glucose. Usually consider this as your cell and your blood vessel, which is rich with the glucose, and cell needs glucose for its metabolic energy. For doing the metabolic mechanism, it needs the energy. So what the insulin is going to do is it is going to activate the channels which is present in the membranes of the cell in order to bring the glucose from blood vessels into the interior of the cell. So that is your calling as, we have different types of channels, sodium glucose transporters and then glucose transporters. So these channels is going to act by making the glucose to enter into the cell. Activation of these glucose transporters happens in the presence of insulin. This is that is how the insulin is decreasing the blood glucose level. Okay, so how insulin is decreasing the blood glucose level is making its entry into the cell. Okay, by activating the glucose transporters. This SGLT is sodium glucose transporters, where you have sodium glucose exchange. Okay, clear? So up to this, your endocrine function is over, and last part is the clinical aspects in the insulin is diabetes mellitus. Okay, you have two types of diabetes, primary diabetes and secondary diabetes. This primary diabetes you will also called as insulin dependent diabetes mellitus or juvenile onset diabetes mellitus or maturity onset diabetes mellitus. And the secondary is type 2. This is type 1. Type 2 diabetes mellitus. It is mainly due to the deficiency of insulin. So this is the two categories under primary diabetes. What is meant by secondary diabetes mellitus? Here the cause is due to some other, like excess of growth hormone, excess of corticosteroids, or due to pituitary tumors. Pituitary tumors, how it will increase the blood glucose level? Increase of ACTH, increase impulse to the adrenals, resulting in increased production of cortisol, finally leading to diabetes mellitus. Okay, so as like this, if the cause is other than that of the pancreatic enzymes, insulin, and it is increasing the blood glucose, so that is you are calling as secondary diabetes mellitus. So this completes the endocrine physiology, and now we are moving on to the reproductive system. Okay.